it's Riley bringing you this week's patient update. This week we're going to discuss some patients that have been in our care in the clinic, and we're also going to give an update on a new patient in our clinic. Sharpshin Talk 2624 came into our clinic 3 weeks ago with a fully fractured left coracoid. After a couple weeks of cage rest, the fracture was able to calcify enough for us to move this patient into one of our larger patient care units, where we were able to monitor flight for a week. After a week of monitoring, this patient will be ready for release in the next day or two. Swainson Talk 2622 came to us a few weeks ago after being found stuck in the grill of the rescuer's car. After a couple of weeks of cage rest and physical therapy, this patient has been moved to a flight barn, where clinic staff and volunteers are working every day to flight train. Making sure this patient flies multiple times a day is pivotal to rebuilding the strength and coordination necessary for this hawk to be ready for release. This week, the patient also passed a live prey test, which brings the Swainson's hawk one step closer to release. Swainson Talk 2623 came to our clinic with a broken radius a little over 3 weeks ago. While the fracture was calcifying well and healing last week, clinic staff decided to give the wing one more week in a figure 8 wrap to help strengthen the bone a little bit more. On Wednesday, we decided to remove the wrap and give this patient some higher perching in a patient care unit. This patient will spend the next few days in this unit, so she has a chance to preen and regain comfortable movement in the wing before ultimately getting moved to a larger unit for flying. Bald Eagle 2629 came into the clinic after being found grounded at Palisades boat ramp. Upon intake, this patient was discovered to have a hook lodged in the tissue of the right side of its throat and was showing classic symptoms of lead poisoning, including the inability to stand or use legs, drooping wings, and loss of coordination. The first few days of care for this eagle included supportive care, which involved tubing critical care to treat emaciation, providing subcutaneous fluids, and stabilizing the patient in order to treat the lead. After a few days of triage, the patient was then stable enough to begin chelation. Chelation is the process our clinic uses to treat lead toxicosis in raptors. This process involves administering chelating agents subcutaneously, in this case, calcium EDTA. This agent binds to the metals in the bloodstream, which are then able to be excreted through renal pathways. Since starting this treatment, we have seen great improvement in this eagle. However, there is still likely a long road to recovery for this patient, and we are hopeful we will continue to see improvement. That is all for this week's patient update. Thanks for joining us. If you want to continue to do your part in keeping wild birds wild, you can click the link below to donate, or you can visit our website directly.